The James Webb Space Telescope had already amazed both scientists and the general public with its stunning infrared captures of distant galaxies, stellar nurseries, and exoplanets orbiting alien stars. Yet one unplanned observation and unexpected glance at the innermost planet in our solar system, Mercury, would trigger a storm of controversy, enforced silence, and abrupt government action. Originally, Webb wasn't intended to focus on Mercury. The planet's close proximity to the Sun and its seemingly well-understood nature meant it wasn't prioritized for a telescope designed to peer billions of light-years into the universe. But when it did shift its gaze there, what it uncovered was so unsettling that NASA quickly shut it down first the data stream, and reportedly, the telescope's entire deep space operation. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. The Webb telescope turned its mirror toward Mercury during a short observational window, officially labeled as a calibration test. Publicly, this was framed as a way to test the telescope's instruments under intense solar radiation and bright planetary glare. However, leaked internal documents later showed that some researchers already had suspicions. Previous missions, like Messenger, had documented unusual readings on Mercury anomalies often brushed aside as sensor errors or misunderstood magnetic phenomena. But what Webb detected couldn't be dismissed. Its ultra-sensitive infrared instruments, capable of detecting heat signatures from exoplanet atmospheres light years away, began registering abnormal thermal patterns on Mercury's night side, where temperatures should drop to lethal lows. Instead, they revealed localized heat in distinct geometric shapes. Symmetry in nature, especially under such harsh conditions, is rare. Yet triangular grids, rectangular formations, and areas rich in metallic compounds formed regular, repeating patterns beneath the planet's crust. These appeared more like artificial constructs, possibly subterranean facilities, with heat activity suggesting they were not an active dot. As Webb continued its scans, it picked up brief, repeated bursts of energy at frequencies resembling artificial transmissions. These signals were not random, they pulsed with mathematical consistency. Initially, scientists considered solar interference or background noise, but the signals maintained rhythm and originated from fixed coordinates. More bizarrely, the patterns intensified when Mercury aligned with specific Earth-Sun positions, hinting at synchronization or coordination. Suddenly, behind closed doors, urgency took over at NASA and the European Space Agency. The findings were too clear to ignore. Some scientists proposed the possibility of ancient alien technology embedded within Mercury, remnants of contact with intelligent life. Others speculated that the planet may have functioned as an observation outpost or energy collection station. Either theory was explosive. Releasing such revelations to the public could radically change humanity's understanding of the universe and call into question decades of scientific consensus. Within days, drastic measures followed. Access to Webb's data servers was restricted. Research teams who once enjoyed open international collaboration were locked out. High-level meetings involving NASA, the Department of Defense, and intelligence agencies occurred under tight secrecy. Then came the shock. James Webb operations were officially paused for a systems recalibration, blaming a vague technical issue with the telescope's data processing hardware. Astronomers and reporters tracking Webb's activity were suddenly left in the dark. Data streams stopped. Scheduled observations of distant galaxies were indefinitely delayed. The telescope, once wide-eyed and reaching across the cosmos, went silent. Speculation erupted across the scientific world and online forums. The timing was too precise to be coincidence. Researchers who had hinted at Mercury's anomalies quickly disappeared from public discourse. Some resigned mysteriously. Others were reassigned to unrelated projects. The deeper you looked, the more obvious it became. Something had been found. Something capable of rewriting not only our understanding of Mercury, but of our place in the cosmos itself. The implications were enormous. If artificial structures truly existed beneath Mercury's surface, critical questions emerged. Who built them? Why choose Mercury? Could this be part of a vast solar system infrastructure that we are only now beginning to uncover. Mercury, long seen as lifeless and hostile, scorched on one side, frozen on the other, was never suspected of harboring secrets. Its brutal environment might have actually served as a natural shield, discouraging exploration that could have been by design. The mere idea of discovering non-human technology, a planet closest to the sun, refrained the entire purpose of space exploration. If Mercury wasn't alone, what other celestial bodies might be hiding similar truths? For years, Mars has dominated ancient civilization theories. While the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn are searched for microbial life, Mercury had escaped such intrigue until now. Webb's infrared imaging may have peeled back a cosmic curtain not meant to be opened, at least not yet. NASA's rapid shutdown of data feeds and suspension of telescope operations only deepened suspicion. Scientists were baffled. Why ground the most advanced space observatory ever built right when it was revealing paradigm-shifting discoveries? Public explanations sounded: hollow system updates, recalibrations, instrument misalignments, but none of them accounted for the strict clampdown on Mercury-specific findings. Some researchers speculated that Mercury could be one piece of a much larger mystery, perhaps tied to ancient warnings or myths handed down through human history. The notion that early civilizations might have been aware of secrets hidden on nearby planets was long dismissed as fantasy. But after Webb's glimpse, such dismissals no longer felt certain. Some even floated the possibility of forgotten contact in the distant past, where Mercury might have served as a relic or surveillance outpost. And if Webb's data suggested extraterrestrial engineering, the next big question became, is it still active? The energy pulses recorded weren't from the distant past, they were live. That meant activity possibly autonomous or even intelligent. Were these systems watching us, waiting for a signal? Was the government's swift intervention meant not just to suppress public panic, but to quietly assess a new strategic threat? Unverified reports surfaced, whispers from insiders claiming the deep penetration probe prototypes were being fast-tracked. These new spacecraft were said to be built to withstand Mercury's harsh conditions and drill into its crust. If true, such missions would be executed in total secrecy: no announcements, no live feeds, no public oversight. Meanwhile, a handful of scientists began reanalyzing older Mercury mission data. What was once dismissed now took on new meaning. Strange light reflections in craters, electromagnetic disturbances recorded by MESSENGER, and impact-based seismic readings all now pointed toward something hidden beneath the surface. It was as if Mercury had always been guarding a secret, and Webb had finally torn off its mask. The telescope's sudden shutdown ignited a broader conversation. If space-based discoveries could be so tightly controlled, how much else was being filtered or hidden? Was this the first time such censorship had occurred, or just the first time the public noticed? Independent astronomers and private observatories began organizing, redirecting their lenses toward Mercury, though none had Webb's capabilities. The mystery escalated from a scientific puzzle to a geopolitical flashpoint. If what Webb saw was real, humanity wasn't alone. Worse, we were possibly being watched, studied, judged from a planet we once believed was dead and empty. The idea that our solar system might already be populated by remnants of an advanced civilization shattered the assumption that space was a blank canvas waiting to be explored. Perhaps we are trespassers in a domain already claimed. And perhaps, more chillingly, Webb wasn't silenced just for what it saw, but for what it was about to see. If Mercury was only the first domino to fall, what might be hidden on other planets, moons, or even within asteroid fields? Could there be an ancient network spanning the solar system, and had Webb accidentally uncovered a roadmap? The danger from a government's perspective wasn't just panic. It was control. The power hidden in that knowledge or technology could tip global balance in unprecedented ways far beyond traditional military might. As weeks turned to months, the silence remained. No new images, no data releases. NASA stuck to its story of ongoing technical issues, while the scientific community waited, frustrated, suspicious, and increasingly vocal. Yet, those who had seen even glimpses of the original data couldn't forget. They continued sharing fragments in encrypted forums, trading redacted screenshots, and piecing together the faint outline of a planetary mystery buried in Mercury's infernal landscape. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. For more, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe NASA is hiding what Webb found on Mercury? We'd love to hear what you think. Thanks for watching, and until next time.